Hey everyone, welcome to the finale of Let's Replay Mega Man 2 for the Game Boy. We got a boss fight right at the beginning, so let's get right onto it. Alright, this guy looks suspiciously like Mega Man, and that's because it is Mega Man. Even though the game never blatantly tells you this, the theme for this game... Hold on, I'm going to turn the volume up here. It suddenly got a lot quieter. Alright, better. Alright, the whole theme for this game is time travel. Basically, what happened here, this gentleman is Mega Man from the future. Basically, Dr. Wily takes a time machine into the future, and he is able to basically subdue Mega Man and basically reprogram him into his own robot, which is what we see here. Pretty easy fight. And that's also supposedly how like Dr. Wily had the 4 Robot Masters from Mega Man 2. He jumped into the future, captured Mega Man, and brought back the 4 Robot Masters from Mega Man 3 with him. And that's kind of like the main story of this game. Kind of interesting, but if you were able to go in the future and reprogram Mega Man, why not just stay in the future? But whatever. So I go up to Dr. Wily's space station, because of course there's a space station. And I don't know why he didn't just have him close the jaws and crush Mega Man, but... And this is where we kind of see that whole theme of time, all the bent clocks in the background. You can see the platforms I'm standing on look like clocks. I remember the... Whoa, okay, that's apparently too low to slide under. The first time I played this game, which would be God knows how many years ago, because it was actually when it came out, so I remember being quite confused because, you know, there's nothing in the game that blatantly states this time travel stuff that I just explained. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, why is everything all clocky and whatnot? And of course, if I hadn't just explained it, it would probably be equally confusing to you as well. As I mentioned earlier, we got one long stage here instead of the usual Dr. Wily castle setup. I think it works well. I certainly wouldn't have wanted every game to follow that pattern because it would get really boring. But, you know, the first two games of the Game Boy series here went... Hammer Joe? First two games went that way. It doesn't really bother me. I think it's, at least if nothing else, a change of pace from, you know, doing the obligatory, 4 or 5 Wily stages here or there. Although it obviously cuts significantly down on the game's replay time. That's why after Mega Man 2, the Game Boy games take significantly longer to complete, which isn't a bad thing. Down there is SG, the Sakugane that I got from beating myself, if that makes any sense. Alright, Rush Marine, this is your chance to shine, buddy. Alright, good job so far. Can I even get up there? Yeah. Useful Rush Marine. Don't see that too often. Trying to remember what what the bosses are weak against. And by bosses, I mean Wily. Oh, I remember this jump. Messed me up a few times in my original LP. Not too bad though. We got our death chandeliers. Those little singular spikes, don't let them fool you. They are still instant death. Hi, kitty. What do you want? Don't climb on my laptop. I'll kill you. God. All right, I'm literally going to murder my cat right now. You saw that. You saw what he just did. And I'm not even going to change it. I'm going to keep that in just as a testament of how evil my cat is. Just walks onto my laptop like he owns the place. I'm gonna get back to where I was. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I figure that's about close enough. Stupid cat. He's dead now, so don't worry about it. No, he's not. He's fine. He's off playing with his little stuffed fish toy. Far away from the laptop. Oh, I forgot to mention the Mega Man on the jackhammer. I couldn't think of his name for the life of me, and when I was going back through here without recording, I remembered his name is Quint. Quint, yes. I might suicide. Yeah, you know what? I got 8 lives. I'm going to suicide the first one. Here's Wily in the first form of his machine. Ugh. There's actually 3 phases to the fight, as opposed to the usual 2. Okay, let's do this. I'm pretty bad at this fight, I'm not going to lie. Gotta hit him in the head. No big shock there. This pattern's pretty simple. I just suck horribly at dodging it. He'll fire a bomb, then he'll shoot his giant death toenail. Wow, I might let him kill me again, Jesus, just to get used to his pattern again. I mean, this is not rocket science. You just can't destroy the stupid bomb. Really? What was that? Yeah, no, I'm not gonna let him kill me. Alright. Alright, this here is his second form. This one's... he'll continue throwing out the bombs that I can't dodge to save my life. Except this time the bombs explode now, so there's more damage to worry about. And he'll shoot out these little energies, which if you're paying attention aren't that bad, but he goes to half-life and goes to his third form, so not too bad there. This here is a Tyrannosaurus Rex, which of course is the best Wily machine ever. It shoots out Bullet Bill looking things and these big smart bombs. And you gotta shoot it in its little skull face thing. Well, what you can do, if you don't mind taking a whole bunch of damage, you suck garn, eh? We fill our life here. Just doot doot doot. It's a very silly way to do it because it hurts you so badly, but... Boink! Jackhammer for the win! And I, of course, absorbed Dr. Wily's powers. Get him! I love this ending. Because it's one of the few where Mega Man actually is aggressive towards Dr. Wily. Instead of just letting him escape, he shoots him down with a missile. And he's dead. Of course, we all know he's not really dead, but... And one new addition to the original LP is I'll actually let the credits finish this time. The old YouTube time constraints, I just ended the video like halfway through the credits because I really didn't see the point of making a whole nother video just the second half of the credits. But I don't have a time constraint now, so... Of course, all these enemies with, of course, Mets. Lots of them with untranslated Japanese names. Komasaburo. Mekakiro. So yeah, there's the Mega Man 2 again for the Game Boy. I still find it a decent playthrough, even though a lot of people seem to have some kind of hatred towards this game. Again, my biggest complaint is the soundtrack on it, but aside from that, it's a pretty basic Mega Man game. What is there to say? I mean, this is the second time I've wrapped this up. I don't know, I still think I prefer this one over the original Mega Man for the Game Boy. Now, this one's just balanced a little bit better, I think. It's certainly not... I'd certainly say 3 and 4 are definitely better. And of course, 5 is a completely original experience on the Game Boy, so it's kind of hard to compare it, but still an enjoyable playthrough. Obviously, I went through it twice, so it can't be that bad. I think the only thing I didn't like was that you couldn't see what bosses you were going to in the second half of the game through the teleporters. I can't complain too much about that, but, well, actually I can, but, the first Mega Man for Game Boy did the same thing. It was just teleporters, except you went straight to the bosses instead of having an actual stage, so... Of course, they eventually rectified that in Mega Man 3 for the Game Boy, and going forward, kept it that way. Cook! Some lengthy credits, I'll tell you what. Swarm! Matasaburo. Kaminari Goro. Crash Man. L2 localized, please. Overall, pretty. I mean, they didn't really have any choice, but I like the Robot Masters from Mega Man 2 here. Had a good variety and selection there. Mega Man 3 Robot Masters, I'm not as pleased with. It's kind of uninteresting. They didn't really have an interesting mix. I don't know. I mean, Top Man's always going to be pathetically easy, but they could have at least thrown in, like, Gemini Man or Spark Man. I mean, aside from that, the bosses were... I mean, he had Top Man, who uses the physical attack. Hard Man, that used the physical attack. Magnet Man, physical attacks. And Needle Man, physical attacks. I mean, it was... Spark Man has his electricity. Gemini Man had his lasers. I mean, it was just kind of weird how ultimately mundane that selection for Mega Man 3 was, but that's pretty much nitpicking on my part, but alright, and this, as I recall, the screen will stay here for all of eternity. Let's see. Yep. Okay, well then, that's going to do it for the replay of Mega Man 2 for the Game Boy. I hope it was interesting. If you watched my original LP, which again was my first LP ever so long ago, hope this was a bit more entertaining. I certainly felt like it was a little more interesting to do it a second time around. But Hope you enjoyed it. I did. I find it funny how this last video is like half the series length put together. But yeah, I'll see you in whatever you click on next. I hope you enjoyed it. Always more Mega Man to come, and I'll see you later. Have a good day, everyone.